Kellyanne Conway on Morning Joe, just coincidentally, and saying that, listen to what Kellyanne Conway is saying.
Presidents summon in the mainstream media, TV anchors like Trump did yesterday, and essentially they bury the hatchet. And it doesn't sound like, from the cover of my New York Post right here, that that's exactly what transpired yesterday.
Well, he buried a hatchet.
He buried a hatchet in the backs of most of the major TV anchors. But what was the purpose of the meeting, and did it go off like it was intended to?
I have a different view of the meeting, having sat there and having helped to organize it. I actually thought it was a very lively, spirited exchange.
There's no debate on that, right?
Well, but from my perspective, it's very simple. President Trump and the media have to share joint custody of the nation and its people for the next 4 or 8 years.
They got to share joint custody of the nation.
Joint custody, yeah. It's been a rocky marriage. Kellyanne Conway is, I met her years ago.
I remember.
During the Bush era, a couple of times she would be on certain shows or panels I would be on, and there's something so very wrong with her in the same way, and this has nothing to do with gender, because I always feel it's terrible there's so much misogyny going around that it makes me feel terrible criticizing females. I know that sounds strange, but her particular brand of duplicity and disregard for ethics and lack of dignity transcends gender. I don't even want to count her as a female, because something's very, very wrong with her. There's something very wrong with her.
If you can hang with Trump for that long, I think that is like immediately I think probably a clinical, it's like probably like the first symptom of a clinical problem, I think, if you can.
She also looks like she had a stroke
there is something
in that
wrong
clip.
with her, and there seemed to be something a little bit wrong with her in the same way that when you see Ann Coulter, something seems to be wrong.
Yeah.
Now, Laura Ingraham, for some reason, seems to be the most stable of them, although she has no moral compass either. But she carries herself in a different way than Kellyanne Conway almost seemed like a shaky chihuahua to me. And the same way Babe Buchanan, and again, I'm sorry they're all females, but their particular brand of like I said, disregard for truth and ethics transcends gender. They just happen to be female. They seem almost like coke fiends. I'm not saying they are. They just display the attributes of somebody who has got a problem with cocaine. I'm not saying they do. I really am not. I'm just saying that just this shaky, weird quality. And
we have joint custody, man.
Who almost is shifty.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Sorry.
Or maybe anorexic. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But also people like Kellyanne Conway and Steve Bannon and all these other hacks, male, female, and otherwise, that work for people like Trump, they can't get jobs at reputable places. In the same way that people that work at Fox can't work at other places. You know what I mean? They just they can't.
Well, there's,
exception.
I'm trying to think of like another time where you had just a bunch of sort of outsider-y type of misfits who were not necessarily rebels, but just didn't fit in. But then all of a sudden they put on, let's say, a uniform, and they look around and they realize like, hey, I'm one of the gang. And then I think Hannah Arendt wrote about that quite a bit.
Cohn, Sam.
Right,
this
exactly.
is not new. People that align themselves with Joe McCarthy or Roy Cohn or any other type of group, the Pinkertons, that would, harass minors, things of that nature. There's always those type of outside misfits. The KKK, the Tea Party.
Gives you a sense of belonging. What was that documentary that I think it was, what's-his-face did, the Errol Morris, about the Holocaust denier? It was the same sort of dynamic there. But hey, it's Sam Seder. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? You can do so right over here. Subscribe.